Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Cresty Conversations. I'm your host, Josh Brown, here on the Geckoverse podcast channel on YouTube. Today, we are joined by this guy right here, Wayne's Geckos, DJ. We're going to be learning all about him today. But first, I'm going to go over what we learned about last episode. So, last time we were here, we got to see an in-depth look at all of my breeding schedule for 2025. We got to see an in-depth view of why I chose the pairs that I did and why those geckos were so great to pair in the first place. So, if you're interested in that, go and check out that last video. But today we're going to get started with DJ over at Wayne's Geckos. He's going to be teaching us a little bit about what he does, what kind of reptiles he works with, and why he's doing this. So, without further ado, here is DJ. How you doing today, DJ?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Doing good. So, something that none of y'all know, and maybe I don't even think DJ knows. So I've known DJ probably like 3 years now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we met at the Show Me Reptile show in Marietta.
Yeah, man.
DJ is actually the first person to ever buy a gecko from me. He
Dude,
bought 2 geckos.
You're the first person I bought geckos from. It was actually you and Olivia. Yes, yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that either.
Yes, bro. I bought my first two. I don't have them now. They're actually doing great. I gotta ask for update video, pictures and vids, but they're doing really good.
Yeah,
Actually, the quad female, she's actually breeding right now with a red empty back. I got to show you that pair whenever I get a chance.
That's really nice. But yeah, that's super cool that you were my first ever gecko.
I didn't know that, man. I never knew that.
That's actually really cool. That's cool. So tell us a little bit about you, DJ. Where are you located and what do you work with?
I'm located in everybody around the Atlanta area. We all call it Atlanta. We know it's not Atlanta, but it's Atlanta. I'm like North Metro Atlanta, like 30 minutes.
Within 30 minutes of Atlanta.
Yeah, like the Cobb area. Mm-hmm. And I'm originally from New Orleans, but Hurricane Katrina shifted us. It was a blessing in disguise, though. So we've been here since 2007. I work with Cresties really right now. They really have my heart, man. There's so much variety. You can't go wrong with such a docile species. And I just love the evolution, man. Every time you pick up your phone, there's something new. There's something like we're really in the hot era of Cresties right now, man. I just went to the Reptilian Nation show. You were there, and I saw one of the leucistics, I think. I think it was Dixie's Reptiles that have.
Yeah, Dixie Reptiles has the healthy, ethical version of the leucistics, where like the transparent geckos. Yeah, she has done really cool. It's cool to see they're healthy, have the normal sized nostrils, no hard time like developing bones, anything like that. Good ones.
It was some freaky stuff to see though, man. Like in person, it's cool because you could see all the inside of their organs and everything. You can see the eyeballs and everything that. It's really cool to see something you see pictures of it all the time, and then, just to see it in person like that, it really just brings
it blows you away. You're like, wow, this is real attainable. Exactly. I remember last year at the Reptilian Nation, she let me hold one of them.
Yeah.
The frostbites. It was really, really cool. I was like, this thing is insane. I've held hundreds of geckos already, but holding this thing is a whole experience.
Dude, it's like Mew. It's like Mew from Pokemon.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. That's a good analogy.
Yeah, man.
So what morphs do you like to work with crested geckos?
I started out as a red lover. I still love reds, but it's just slowly kind of expanded. So I like soft scale. I like reds. I like portholes. I love high white, and I love drippies. Especially the fluffy dorsal drip.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Chowder, that's the perfect gecko to me because I just love that saddle-esque pattern when it just droops off, and it's kind of blotchy when it droops off in a way. Mm-hmm. And that's my go-to gecko. But I have so many different ones, of course lily whites, and the caps are growing on me too. I have a cap project that I can't wait to work on next season. I'm so ready for next season. I know everybody says oh, next season's going to be the season, man.
You're always looking forward.
Yes, bro.
Because you're I already have these I've been growing these up for 2 years already. They're
Mhm.
ready to breed. I've been having one staring at these things
Yes,
every day, waiting to
yes.
breed it, and now it's finally going to be the time. You're just like thinking of all the possibilities that they could look like,
Exactly.
especially when I'm doing like extreme harlequins and my super dowels and lily
Right.
whites. I'm like, they progress so much.
Mhm.
It's really cool, like just the possibilities that you're thinking. You're like, oh, it could be this, 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 this. And
Right, right,
that's part
right.
of the anticipation that's really cool to see with breeding crested geckos.
You couldn't have said that better, man.
Mhm.
I'll literally sit there on my breaks at work, and I'm like going through my notes. Like my Apple Notes is no longer used for anything else other than like crested gecko information,
Yep.
breeding. I'm talking about my project folders and everything. I'm just going through it. I'm like, okay, what? How does this sync up with this? Like, okay, if I do this, I might end up with these phenotypes. But it's just fun, man. It's fun. It's like a big puzzle piece. It's like a big puzzle game.
Mhm.
It's like you just got to put the pieces together the way you want it to be.
Exactly. You can morph it however you want. It's
Right.
cool. And if we're all working on different projects, we're
Right.
progressing all in different ways, and it's
Exactly.
really cool to see. But yeah. So tell us a little bit about your setup. I know I see those tanks behind you.
Hmm.
I use these plastic ones here
Yeah.
because I personally like using the plastic
Right.
because I get to set it up
Uh
and it's a
huh.
little bit more vertical space.
Yeah.
And when I go to clean them, I'm not reaching into all of
Yeah.
anything that I just misted or
Hmm.
into the abyss of poop that could get
Yeah.
on. So it's like I have a clean, like little, because like the first 4 or 5 inches I try to leave with no pool noodles or any
Right.
breaches,
Right.
just because for the females I put the lay box in and out, so to make it easier to do that. So I have room to put my hand in and then
Yeah.
go all around to clean. That's why I like using these, and it's cheaper than spending $100 to $200 on an 18 by 24, and it's the
No,
exact same size.
you're the first person that I've seen do it like that too.
I know I haven't seen anyone else
I
do it
haven't,
like this
and it
yet.
looks good.
I was
It
like,
looks
yeah,
really good.
thank you. I was like, I'm a fan of it. It also gives them like 1 or 2 more inches of vertical
Hmm.
space, and I'm like, if I can give them a couple more inches, go ahead. I
Yeah.
can't give myself a couple more inches of height, but I was like, I can do that for my geckos, and so they like it. I personally like to use clear bins. I know you've discussed before darker ones,
Hmm.
and for new geckos, I see like definitely they get a little skittish around like having the clear so they can see around them.
Yeah.
I believe, and like I've seen that, like I believe they calm down faster because they're getting more used to their surroundings.
Yeah.
So they may be a little bit stressed for the first month or two. I mean,
Hmm.
they're not just hiding the entire time. Like they
Right.
may be a little stressed that they can see like around them, but I think it works out best for them in the long run to
Hmm.
me because it gets them aware of their surroundings more.
I can definitely see that, and I still use like these are like my single breeding setups, and these are a smidge smaller than like the 12 by 12 by 18s, and so far they've done great. And I picked the black ones because they went in my room better. Otherwise, I probably
Mhm.
would have went with the white ones. I love the white ones too. It really doesn't matter. I've seen both work
Yeah.
as long as you have good ventilation. Like I have holes. I just have holes burned into them now, but I
Using
plan on.
soldering.
Yeah, I plan that. Yeah, that was a good investment. If you
Mhm.
get a wood burner, the wood burner will take you a long way in this hobby.
Yeah, I showed it before when I went over how I did my tank setups.
Yeah,
I literally got this little soldering iron for
yeah.
$8 at Harbor Freight.
Yeah,
So
I got mine at Walmart for like $8 too.
yeah, yeah. So you can use it for all your tanks and everything. And
Exactly.
so, do you have like vent covers on yours like this?
I don't have. I just have the holes drilled in right now, and so far that's doing good. I also have a heater running, so that keeps the ambient temperature between like 75 to 78. I like keeping it on the warmer side, especially during breeding season. It seems to like kick my males up a lot more. But I don't have any mold issues. But I still want to, and I think I want to invest into the vents. I really like the vents that AJ is making.
Yeah, his are real nice. I
I
like those.
see everybody trying them, and I'm like, I'm about to hop on the bandwagon.
And it's pretty much like this one here,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
little vent one.
Right.
I like those. For me, these I did not get from AJD. I've had these for
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
They
Are
work.
those the tab ones, or like
Yeah,
are those
these
the
are the.
tab ones?
That one is the tab.
Yeah.
This one is just the circle vents that I
Uh-huh.
take the soldering iron.
Hmm.
After I cut the hole, I put the plastic in, and then I burn the plastic back around it, so it makes a bond. so it
That's
doesn't come
thinking.
out.
Oh, that's thinking
Yeah,
outside the
so
box.
I'm like a little welder when I go through. I'm doing like the little overlays and stuff.
Heck
It'll
yeah.
bond to the plastic, and then I don't have any problems with. I've
Yeah.
never had a. Sorry, I used to not ever have a gecko escape. It
Yeah.
wasn't from the vents, okay? I
Yeah.
was dumb enough. I accidentally. I don't even remember. I guess it was when I was misting him, like I
Mhm.
think 1 or 2 weeks ago. And this is
Yeah.
my best gecko. Okay, the best one I have produced, the highest quality, the most expensive one that I've produced. He's like $3,000. Okay, what I would estimate him like 3,000.
Right.
I left the bottom latch undone, and it can't. And he pushed himself out. He was out for like 8 hours. I was crying when I noticed it, and then I tore my room apart. And then I have a townhome. I didn't find him in here,
Yeah.
and went and searched my entire house. Did
Yeah.
not see. I was like, crap! I came back up here. I was going through because they can stick to everything. So I took out every single bin here, looked on the front, back side, all of that, and then on all of the posts for
Hmm.
my shelves as well to see that. And I was like, okay. I was like, I always listen to music. Let me listen to music or put some music on and see if that like brings them out. And
Right.
I put music on. I kept looking and I just scanned the room real quick, and then I see a quarter inch out of place, a quarter inch, and it was a nose and the start of an eyeball. And it was behind the baby bins where I already checked like 3 times. And he
They
was just
like
sticking
that,
his
man.
head out right there. He was like, "Oh, we vibing to music."
He got a DJ Gecko, man. He got my type of vibe going
Yeah,
on.
but
No, but
it's
look, I had a
fun.
similar story when I first got my drawers. Uh, my girl Canary. I'm waking up. I'm about to go to campus. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I guess like at the time I probably closed it a little bit too hard to the point where it kind of like protruded out just a little bit, like off the ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice it. Like it probably was like a little crack. Like,
Yeah.
and I wake up in the morning and I see that that crack is now like this big, and I'm like, there's no way that she's still in here because she's one that's like she likes to use every ounce of the space. Like she's gonna do her rounds. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I know that she found that gap. So I'm going in there. I'm like, please, God, let her be in here. I open it, dug it up, plants everywhere. I'm digging everywhere. She's nowhere to be found. And I'm like, no. And I got about an hour and a half before I gotta go to class. So
Yeah.
I'm over here, I'm flipping under my bed. I had my bed in the room at the time. So I'm flipping the bed, I'm taking all the closet apart, I'm taking all my clothes, and I've had some like that just like darted, like just spazzed out and darted into my closet, and then they'll go into my hoodie. And then all of a sudden I'm looking on the ground, and he's looking at me like straight in my face out of one of my hoodie holes.
I've had that happen, but with my shoe
Yes.
rack in my and he was in the very last shoe. It was
Oh
my
my
first
God.
guy that ever got Bo, and like I was fun with him, and he just darted it into my closet, and then
Yes.
before I could get the door all the way open and see, he went into
Right.
like my last shoe, and
Yes.
so I was flipping and flipping.
They know how to stress you out, man. But
Yeah.
look, so I didn't find her before I had to go. And I'm like, I'm thinking about her like the whole entire time. I'm literally in
Your
the
chest hurting,
I'm,
stomach stink.
I'm like, I can't eat right now. I can't think. I don't care what my professor has to say right now. I cannot focus.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about all the other places that she could possibly be. I'm like, okay, I know 9 times out of 10, if they fall and they're on the ground, they walk straight. I don't know why. They walk straight until they're like obstructed. Like they
Yeah.
will just keep walking straight.
Interesting.
I'm like,
Yeah. Now that you say it.
yeah,
Yeah.
they always walk straight. So I'm like, okay, where I had the drug, because I had them set up opposite of this wall.
Mm-hmm.
So like if she was to fall a certain way, she could just beeline straight to the crack of the door that goes out into the main hallway. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
let's hope that that didn't happen. But I'm over here setting up food bowls and everything because I didn't find her during the day. I had food bowls in the laundry room and the room next to this room and just everywhere. I'm telling everybody in the house. I'm like, look, keep a lookout. I'm
People,
not gonna lie.
don't be heavy-footed,
But
okay?
please don't be. I'm talking. I got 120. Well, he's probably like 115 now. Pound Rottweiler. I'm like Bentley. Look, I know you like the. Like I know you like to play, but please, if you see
Not a toy.
just not a toy.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I think about 3 days went by. 3 days, and I'm like, I'm losing it. I'm losing faith. I'm like, I'm probably not gonna find her. But if I do, I'm worried that she might be dehydrated at this point. But I know that they can go a decent bit. But
Yeah.
I'm keeping faith, but I'm losing it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the night of the third day, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my midnight Captain Crunch bowl. I'm walking upstairs, and I'm an iPad kid, so I watch YouTube when I eat, like nine
Mm-hmm.
times out of 10. So I'm walking up, and I have my flash on, and I see a blur. I'm on the stairs. I see a blur go by my feet, and I'm like, "What the hell was that?"
Mm-hmm.
And I look down, and there she is, bug eyed, because when they get dark, like their
Yeah.
pupils dilate, and she's just looking
All
at
black
me.
eyes.
Like, I'm like, "Thank you,
Yeah.
God."
You drop the bowl. You drop the
Yeah,
iPad. You're like, "Yes."
immediately darted and started
Yeah.
doing the happy dance in my room. Like I lost it, bro.
Yeah.
But
I was
besides,
I was crying to joy when I found him. I only looked
yeah,
for an hour, and so I can imagine after 3 days, that's. Whew.
dude. But yeah, besides that, they've been great. So I've been a lot softer on my closes. But
Nice.
besides that, they've been really really good. I've been getting consistent feeding responses. The humidity stays pretty good. Like at first I was overspraying it, and it would actually stay wet for like 2 days. But
Yeah.
then I got
You,
the
you missed every 2 days, right? And I think
I missed every other day
okay,
with you. Yeah,
gotcha.
I
And
can.
you don't say you've never seen any problems with that with that.
Mm-mm. Nope. I had one this year that was actually in a regular tub, like
Mm-hmm.
in a regular tub that had like one case of shedding issues this season, and
Okay.
she had
Yeah.
like she had some like little stragglers coming off her, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like I'll go to sleep and they'll start to get pale, and then the next morning, boom, bold. And I'm like, oh, I guess it went great. And I won't see a sign of it, or every now and then I'll see like a little straggly piece on the paper towel.
Or on like the tip of the
Yeah,
toenail. When you
yeah.
get yeah.
But
I don't
other
see
than
that as a shedding issue. That's
yeah,
just you ripped it off and it's on the toenail, not
right.
even the toe. Yeah. So
But
that's
other
pretty cool.
yeah,
For me, my room typically stays between 68.
hmm
No, it stays warmer here. Probably like 70 to 78. So
hmm
like at night it's dropping down, and then so I'm still spraying like just once a day.
yeah,
I was saying like a couple of my tanks may have an issue like drying out, but I am heavy-handed on the misting sometimes with them. So I'm like, okay, I have to remind myself lighter,
right.
because you don't want to drown them. Too
No,
much water will give them a what is it? Infection.
they can get the respiratory infections. You can start getting a lot of bacteria on the
And
paper
then
towel.
the skin or the skin rot, like the
Yeah.
knees will start, the scales will start
hmm
looking like that. But yeah, so you have lights behind those, right? You're not
I
just keeping
do.
them in the dark.
No, I have them all plugged right now, but
Yeah, it's
I have
nice.
like the T5. I think these are the 4 foot bar T5 bars,
Okay,
and they
yeah.
do really good. And
Yeah, it
I
looks
didn't,
really nice when you post it online.
yeah, man, and it kind of worked out really really well because I didn't know that they emitted as much heat as they do. It's
Okay.
not a lot, but
Mhm.
it's enough to like keep the back around 78, 80, and the front is
Oh,
like 74, 76 ish. So if they want to like get that extra bit of heat, which I'll catch a lot of them in the back, and
mhm.
they love it, and it'll keep it like that. I didn't even know that was going to emit that much heat or like enough,
Mhm.
maybe like to get to like 70, but I
Yeah,
didn't think.
maybe like a degree or two,
Yeah,
not a
but
lot. Yeah.
not that much. And I'm like, okay, that actually worked out really, really well because it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's getting enough light, and it actually gets enough light through it because I've looked through it, and there's a good bit of light that gets through even though it's opaque,
Yeah,
it'll
definitely. It still get lights through it. Yeah.
and that's all I wanted because like I didn't want them being in the dark like that either. But I have
Mhm.
this window, and I had my tree frogs in my glass enclosures that I have to the left of me, and I would always pop the lights on. So there was a lot of light still that would shine in there, but I was like, I want a little bit more anyway.
Yeah.
And it's worked out really, really well so far.
Nice, nice. Well, speaking of social media, you have been killing it this year on Instagram. Okay, like I'm pretty sure I checked before. You've gained like almost 1,000 followers since like
Yeah,
November.
yeah,
Like
man.
you are killing it, dude. Like all your reels, all your posts, like you're doing great. Give
I
us a little
appreciate
insight.
it.
Like where do you get the inspiration, and like how do you think of different things? Because I personally have, like, I saw you. I've wanted to do this. Like, I
Yeah,
wanted to get out more. Like, that's why I started
yeah,
the podcast. That's why I started doing my videos.
right.
But I really saw you creating the videos, and I was like, all right, DJ's doing them. I was I gotta start doing it. I was like, I gotta
Yeah,
start throwing a little competition in there. I really started doing it. I was like, you've outdone me most of the time.
you're good.
But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Tell
It's
us
just
about your reels first.
I got you. Really, I wanted to figure out a way to connect with more people because, like, I felt like, yeah, you just post your pictures, but I also wanted to make my account more personal. Like, I wanted you to know, like, if you did buy a gecko from me, like, I'm just a genuine dude. Like, I just have fun doing this. I love these animals. Like, you can ask my fiance. I'm in here all the time. Like if I'm not downstairs with them giving my daughter the ups and downsies and everything like that, I'm probably in here checking up on all the geckos
You're
and
giving the geckos the ups and downs.
yeah, and the flickers and flashes too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like
But
their own little Rihanna concert.
exactly, man. But dang, I kind of got sidetracked there. But
Yeah, we're talking about like how do you come up with inspiration. I know you
yeah,
said you want to
but
connect with more people because I
yeah,
know just posting pictures of geckos that's not going to reach like you're going to reach
right,
the reptile community, but
yeah,
you're not going to reach everyone else that's just scrolling if
exactly,
it's up on their for you page.
right.
Most of the time, it wouldn't if it's, they're not reptile people. But
Hmm.
by you creating this media with all these funny and knowledgeable like
Yeah,
videos, you're reaching a lot broader audience.
and I've actually had a lot of people that have reached out and said that I have become an inspiration, and
Definitely.
I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm just having fun. Like anything that comes to mind, like you say, like how do I come up with it? Like I'll just think about stuff that goes on during the day. Like what is some random stuff that I know that other people are going through at this time that they can relate to, or some things that people who are just on the outside world that think that we're all weirdos, like just to give them a little inside scoop of the behind the scenes, you know. And another one who's doing good is that boy John over at Goldenrod. Or
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, I would say you and him inspired me to do those videos. But
no,
y'all
yeah,
always
man.
doing it. And yeah, Gecko Souls here for the content too.
Yes,
We got
yes.
him here for you. We got him here for you.
He's
So
over. He's on TikTok, man.
he
He's doing
is.
his thing over there at TikTok.
Yeah, well, he's posting probably like 2, 3 videos a day that I see,
Yeah,
and then he's posting like stuff of his reptiles. So he's really on top of it. He's really good at keeping geckos too. He's not just all like show. He
yeah,
does good with his geckos. He takes good care of his geckos.
yeah,
For me personally, with the videos that I've created, kind of like what you're saying, going through everyday life. But when I get on TikTok or anything else, I'm looking at like
yeah.
videos, and I'll be like, oh, I could do that with a gecko.
Right.
I don't try to totally rip it off. I try to put like my own little spin on it.
Yeah.
I'll see like a audio or anything like that, or like a cute animal video.
Mhm.
I'll search that on TikTok and Instagram, and I'll see something real cute, or like it'll already have like a words associated to it. So all you have to
Mhm.
do is take the video of the gecko doing
Yeah.
whatever you think relates to that.
Right.
And so I found that, and then also I have to remind myself not to think of geckos more. I know it's hard to think, but so I'll be like, well, what could I post? Like, what would be good to go online? What's something that is relatable, not just to me, but in the reptile community right now that
Mhm.
would benefit them, and it will be a little funny, be a little true.
Mhm.
I'll relate back to it.
That definitely have mix. I've gone more the comedy route, but that's just because that's my personality. Like
Exactly.
I'm a goofball at heart, but I do the same. I have the same technique. Like I'll go on TikTok and I'm always scrolling. Like I'm always either on Instagram, whether it's IG Reels or TikTok, and I'm going through the sounds and like I kind of do it. It's like muscle memory. Like I'm kind of thinking about different ideas as I'm hearing the sounds, and I'm really as I'm like enjoying the content at the same time. I'm also thinking like, oh, could I do something
I
with this?
relate it.
Yeah, could I do something with this myself?
I was
It's
like,
just it's just been very fun. It's really fun.
definitely. We're talking about the notes. Whenever I think of an idea, I write it down. Okay, I have a
Yeah,
notes page of all of
yeah.
it's titled Instagram video ideas. Okay,
Exactly. I
I
have one too.
I forgot like I forget most of the time because I say so much funny shit. that
Hmm.
I'm just like, what did I want to do? And but I'll even like be watching a commercial and be like, oh, that's funny. I should do something with geckos with that, and I'll
Right.
write it down so I don't forget it. So whenever I do have the time, energy to make the videos,
Yeah.
I'll remember. I can just go back to there. I have 10 videos that I could do. Just whatever mood I'm in to do that video. I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that down like 2 months ago. I can still do that. Obviously, I'm not going to remember that, but if you write it down, it'd still probably be a good idea. I mean, I've had like one or two of like, nah, I don't want to do that video after reminiscing on it. But
Yeah.
like, it's really good just to like keep yourself accountable to do that. And talking about accountability, it is you think it's not really hard. You see all these influencers doing making videos.
It's really hard.
Yeah, you have to like tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna go make a video for geckos now, or after you're done cleaning, feeding all the tanks, you have like, okay, I need to make a video. Like it is fun, but it also takes a lot of time editing it and doing all that to post it. Like I'll probably for taking my videos, all I do is go on Snapchat, and I literally posted or hung up a little. It's a cup holder actually. I got
Hmm.
Amazon. I got it for like my front door so I could put down. But
Yeah.
I have a little cup holder. I put my phone in and I just let it record.
Yeah.
I'll do 3 minutes, whatever it times out, but I'll just constantly have it on. So
Yeah.
then I'm just doing multiple takes of the same thing.
Mhm.
Hey, this is Georgia Cresties. Hey, this is Georgia Cresties, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then I'll go save that and then do the next part, whatever, and then go back and edit it to where I can go and look at the best one. So I'm not going there taking a 3 second clip and then being like, oh, do I like this?
Yeah.
And trying to like edit that.
No, that's great. You'll be there for hours. You'll be there
Yeah,
for the whole
yeah.
entire day.
Just record like a whole, and then you can cut and snip to where you can have the video that you would like. And I found that really useful for me.
That's yeah. That's also a way to do it. I think the way I go about it, because I think TikTok's camera and like their editing and like in terms of like the software that they have already on the app, I really like it, and I like the way that
I
you
don't
can.
know.
Yeah, I love the way that you can line up everything. So like how you said, like you film like your entire clip, right, and you start to break it up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok allows you to literally pick a portion of the sound. You can pick a portion of the sound that you want that video to stop at, and yeah, and it breaks it up for you. And the quality of the camera, like because each platform has its own like different quality of camera,
Mm-hmm.
and TikTok has just been way easier to do. I tried it on Instagram. I don't really like it on Instagram.
I will
Like
say I've spent hours just trying to
yeah,
get the video or like to get the audio to match the video that I'm doing.
it's a
But
lot harder on Instagram.
I'll have to try TikTok because I haven't. I watch TikTok all the time, but I don't really create content for TikTok because
That's
like
why it blew up like it did because it's so easy to match up the audios
I'll have
once you
to
learn how
try
to
out
do it.
because yeah, I sit there moving the little scroll bar.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally, I'm
yeah.
literally rotating my finger trying to get the perfect like
The
milliseconds.
yeah,
Not even moving my finger, literally rolling it so that it'll do something. I'm like,
yeah,
come on. So I will have to try that. I
for
will have
sure.
to try video on a TikTok to
That's what, yeah, that's definitely what changed it for me. But back to like what you said about how much time it takes, you don't realize how much time will go by until you start trying to record a video, and don't let it be longer than like a 10-second skit because
yeah, yeah. Like Instagram, if it's over like what 18 seconds, like the I've seen like the views just go down, or like the
yeah,
engagement and views like go down.
yeah, it has to be. You just got to make sure it's something that hits, man. Like you really got to be different. Like there are some trends that you can just hop on and you'll instantly get views, but at the end of the day, like be short and simple, like whatever with your captions, get straight to the point. And
Exactly. Don't have long
yeah,
explanations or anything. People, I'm not going to read it personally. I'm not. I don't like. Well, oh yeah, I'm going to read it. No, I don't expect people to go read long captions.
right.
I don't use hashtags anymore. I was, and it worked for a little bit, but then
Yeah.
I saw for like 2 years I really didn't get any engagement, so I don't use hashtags anymore. I go through and I try to find a popular song or
Mhm.
audio on Instagram. I'll try to use that, and I'll see the engagement fluctuate as well.
I've seen better results with the hashtags. Now I know if you use the same hashtags, I think it kind of runs it into the dirt because at one point I was because I keep all my hashtags in my notes as well. Like I have
Okay.
all my hashtags that I keep on standby for certain, like for the hashtags that I use for my regular posts, like of my geckos and everything, like the pictures and everything, are not the same exact hashtags that I use to put my videos out, because those are two different audiences. I'm trying to not only, when I do my videos, I'm not only trying to get the people who see my pictures, but also people who are not even knowing of this community, and who we can just like kind of lobby in, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is cool. Let me go scroll through his page. That's a cool looking animal. What
Hmm.
is this? And
That's
there
really
you go. And that's how it starts. But
cool.
so I just always keep them refreshed. Like you kind of have to gauge what's the hottest hashtags. Like you just got to use it smart. Like don't like if you
Are you
just
just going off the ones that are trending at the time or have the
yeah,
most uses?
you
Because
can
like I
type
would use like reptiles, and then
yeah.
like you said, it would get overused and it didn't have the flair. I think that's where
Mhm,
I went wrong because I
mhm.
kept using just the same hashtags. I wasn't changing it up like you. I'll have to try that. It's a good idea.
I'll do is, since I have videos that have done well and I've gotten numbers, I'll go back and I'll kind of look over when I am making a new video. I'll go back and I'll look over. I'll see, okay, which one has the best activity in terms of like the past 2 weeks, and I'll be like, okay, I'll go copy and paste those hashtags, and then usually the next vid will get some treadway. Not everything's gonna go viral, but
Exactly.
you just gotta have fun with it. Like
Yeah, you
just have
can't
fun.
expect everything to be really, really good. Like if you get something with like 100 likes or something, you're like, oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. That's going to be the new norm. Don't
Yeah.
expect that. Instagram is very like hectic, crazy. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Right? It could be you have 2 likes one day and then a million the next. Like it varies. And I forgot what I was going to go on with that.
No, you're good. It does vary because the videos that I thought were gonna be, I guess, the bangers weren't even the bangers. It was the ones that I just did like on some funny stuff that just
Yo,
blew up, and I'm like,
yo,
okay,
just
I'm
like last night, that video I sent you of the baby Crested gecko, I was
like,
like, yo, I was like, this is pretty. I was like, I'll just post that. So I cut it real quick and I posted like a trending
yeah,
video
I saw it.
audio, and it has more likes than I've had on any post in the last month. And so I was like, this is the least amount of effort, but sometimes that's what Instagram likes.
Right.
I remember what I was gonna say. For me, Instagram, they kind of punish you if you're not posting every day. So they want to
Exactly.
see a lot of activity, you using it a lot. So I am always, and to be interactive with other people, I
Yeah.
pretty much go through my feed, liking everything, commenting on what I can comment
Yeah.
on, so I can get that activity. And then I'm also posting on my story, so I have
Mhm.
activity there. And I posted pretty much the same time every day.
Yeah.
I changed it this week, and
Mhm.
I pushed it back 1 hour.
Yeah.
I used to post at 8 o'clock every day, and I was doing really well with that. In the last like month, I've seen a decline.
Mhm.
So this week, I started posting at 9 a.m.
Mhm.
and I've seen an increase in viewership and audience so far. So I think I'm gonna try to go with like changing up at 9 o'clock for a
Yeah.
little bit. But yeah, so I post every single day, even though it doesn't have to be an amazing picture every single day. Like I always like to make sure my stuff is in focus and everything, but it doesn't have to be Nikon 3600, whatever. It can
Right.
be just your iPhone. That's what I
Right.
use to photograph all of my geckos. No
Mhm.
one's going to expect you to be top photographer ever.
No.
Just put content out there. The more content you get out there, the more likelihood is more people will see it. If you
Exactly.
only have a couple pictures, videos, they only have a couple to look at
Yeah.
or have the opportunity to see. And with
Mhm.
everyone posting so much content, that just goes down. So
Right.
having more content out there, even if it's not all top notch 100%, that you'll still get viewership.
Instagram. What did he say? He said Instagram hates me. TikTok and YouTube do the best for me. I'm gonna have to try some of these things y'all are trying. Yeah, man, for sure. It's definitely a learning process. Like I would say they do punish you for not being consistent. And it's harder for me because I have so much stuff going on. So it's like sometimes I'll go like 2 or 3 days without posting, and then you'll catch me and I'll post like 2 or 3 videos a day. And I'm like, okay, because I gotta get it in. Like I
Yeah,
gotta
you
get.
got to get it back.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like trying to find time to do it, especially with a 8-month old now and school and also working. basically full-time hours. Like, yeah, it's pretty on top of the
Like,
geckos.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
a more than full plate. That's like my plate at Thanksgiving.
dude, I can't wait for Thanksgiving too, man.
But
Dang.
yeah, just like you were saying, Gecko Souls, I'm definitely going to be trying out a couple of these things that DJ has been saying. They're very insightful, very helpful, and stuff I hadn't even thought about before.
Yeah.
So
There's
I'm
also, I will say, didn't mean to cut you off, but I
you
just really
good?
wanted y'all to know about this. What's this app called? Let me find it. That I have. It basically it has a bunch of like social media tools for content creators and everything like that.
Okay,
Let me see. I think it's called Real Trends. Yeah, Real Trends.
okay,
I love it because it has this tool that tells you, it keeps up with basically everybody's activity. Like whoever's on TikTok or Instagram or just social media in general is going to tell you what times are have the most traffic, when you should post, when you shouldn't. And I found out 9 a.m. is a good time too. I like if I know I have a busy morning, I'll get it out there around 8 a.m. and usually around 11, 12, it'll pick up by then. But the best time I know during the weekday is like that 9 to 11. That 9 to 11.
okay.
On the
9 to
weekends, it's kind of 11 and up on the weekends, but 9 to 11 during the weekday for
Got
sure.
it. I was like, I always schedule my reels so I don't have to be up or on my phone
Yeah,
at that time,
yeah,
and I can still get that content out at the appropriate time. I'm usually up 10 to 1 a.m. trying to make, or I'm scheduling, I'm editing and scheduling my reel to post at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock the next
yeah.
day. I found that it's a lot easier than having to wake up and be like, oh, I need to post real quick. And it just automatically does it for you.
Sure. I forget that Instagram even has the scheduling settings sometimes, and I'm like, why don't I ever use it? And I probably should. Probably, I need to put that in
It's
into.
been really handy for me. I
Yeah,
like it a lot just because I can do it whenever I have energy to do it. I don't have to be wake up every morning and think about, oh, I have to post this, this, and this. I can get up, oh, it's already posted. I have a couple
yeah.
comments on it, and so I can go respond to that and then go look at everyone else's pictures that they've posted and engage with that.
I guess it's just different for me because like I've got my daughter. She's on the schedule. She goes down at 9. She's a blessing. She's a
She goes
very
down at 9 a.m. When does she
she
wake up?
no, she goes down at 9 p. She goes down at 9 p.m.
Oh,
and
okay.
wakes
Okay.
up. She'll sleep through the night and wakes up at 7. So I'm always waking up at 7 o'clock. And
Okay.
so like I
You do
kind of
post early, yeah.
I'm already up, and I know like I'll look at the app and I'll see, and they'll be like, no, don't post yet, don't post yet, post it this time. Like it literally gives you a breakdown, it gives you a summary of why, and everything. Like it's really good. It's
What was the
really
name of that app again?
real trends. So like real REEL and then
Hmm.
trends.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
For
Gecko
sure.
Souls and I are both gonna check that out.
For sure, man.
But yeah, that's really cool. Did you have anything else about your videos before we move on? Uh,
Um,
or Gecko Souls or anyone out there, do you have any questions about making videos, anything like that? Oh, I had something while y'all type that out. I say engaging with people's content that goes a long way because if you're being more friendly with people, or not even friendly, but oh that gecko's awesome, blah
yeah,
blah blah, whatever compliment you can give, that shows to that person and their audience. So then they'll be like, oh, I can check out this dude's page because
yeah,
he's always commenting on this,
yeah.
and it works out. They're like, oh, engage with him, follow him, basically because he's been liking all of my posts, commenting on all of my posts. Like,
Mhm.
oh, he's really cool, and then like we'll have a conversation, stuff like that, chat it up,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a good way to get more engaging without having to post all the time.
yeah.
Just engaging with other accounts. The
Right.
more you engage with, the more people that you'll find in the hobby. You'll find more geckos to buy too. You know,
Exactly.
it's all positives.
Deals, and yeah, y'all could start dealing each other and everything.
Exactly.
But the way I see it, good energy attracts good energy, man. And
Definitely.
I've definitely had my little petty fights in the comments section. I look, you'll get the people sometimes that
Sometimes they can get you fired up. I understand.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. And there's gonna be haters out there, but you just gotta learn at the end of the day. And that was something that I learned immediately. Like you can't satisfy everybody.
Exactly, you're not going to. As long as you're satisfying these guys,
Yeah,
that's all that like. As long as I know that I'm taking the best care of the geckos that I can,
Right.
I'm okay with it. Like, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
Mhm.
if you see something wrong with a gecko, like, I'm obviously like, okay, yeah, obviously I'm gonna get that treated. I
Yeah.
wouldn't let that happen because I take my geckos to the vet and everything. But you can tell based on a person's comment or posts and stuff like that,
Mhm.
the kind type of like breeder they are, how they
Mhm.
keep their animals, like what they're
Yeah.
posting, where they're posting. You can be like, oh yeah, this is like a cool guy and stuff, or like how much they know about the reptiles and stuff. You be like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, this guy's really cool. Like he knows a lot about reptiles, about the crested geckos.
Right.
I think that's something that goes a long way too. Is letting or like showing people that you really do care about the geckos and that you put the time, energy to create these beings. You're spending. You take 2 years to grow up
Mhm.
animals. You spend another year breeding them, incubating them, hatching them, and then for me, I spend at least 3 to 6 months or until they're 5 grams raising
Mhm.
them. So
Exactly.
that's like 3 years almost, around 3 years that you put into making these animals.
Right.
And so like the quality like of that shows like when you're taking your time, patience, going through all of the right steps, it
Mhm.
proves out in the end. Like even though if you're not the most famous person right now, like we all had to start from zero.
Right.
It doesn't matter how what you look like or what you're doing, anything like that. The quality is going to show through in the end.
No,
So
at the end of the
if
day.
you're just getting started out, don't lose hope. Like just because I have 50 followers, whatever,
Yeah.
it'll get there. As long as you're showing people that you have the passion for this hobby, for this industry, the people will come.
That's
Okay,
the
like
good thing about this community, man. Like if you love this community, yeah, there's gonna be some haters, but there's haters in every community. But at the end of the day, I would say like this community is very healthy, man. And it's like the our little niche. I love our little niche. Like everybody kind of knows each other, and it's like it's new people start to funnel in, and it's like, oh, this is a new person. But it's like, okay, if you have nice animals, you're gonna get noticed on top of that. But also like you just being a positive vibe in the community, that's gonna get you noticed as well.
mm-hmm.
Engaging with other people, don't be afraid to talk to anybody. Like I always say, like I'm not better than anybody,
Exactly.
and shoot, Harry and AJ don't ever portray themselves out like that. Like I feel comfortable reaching out to any and everyone, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I love about this. Like there's no hierarchy or anything. Like, and that's the way that it should be because how else are we supposed to progress?
Yeah, how are we supposed to learn?
That's the biggest reason of why I do my videos and why I'm so open about my tubs, why I'm so open about like just the way I run my operations. Because it's like I want to be transparent with everybody because I don't want y'all to think like I'm hiding anything or any. Like I want you to know where my animals came from, the
How
energy
they're
and
being
time.
treated.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
energy and time that I put into my animals. Go ahead and ask me questions. I always say I'm transparent because I want to open the gates for progressive conversations. Like I'm always down to have an adult conversation, even if you disagree. But just come into it with an open mind. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
as adults, we just don't
Exactly. See it from both sides. Like, yeah, I
exactly
can see this information, but
right.
for him, it does work this way. We don't. No one keeps geckos the exact same way. There's
Exactly.
numerous different ways how to keep them. Everyone has what's best for them. As
Mhm.
long as they're healthy and thriving, that's
Mhm.
what is important.
Right.
But yeah, so let's get into. Oh, Gecko Soul says your baby sleeps from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's a super
Dude,
blessing.
I think she's been doing that for like the best of like maybe the past, I'll say 6 months. She's
Yeah,
been on that schedule. It's kind of crazy. And then
mm,
once every 2 months, she'll wake up in the middle of the night. But that's it. Yeah, she's
yeah,
really easy, man. I got blessed with that one.
that was real nice. Get a little bit more sleep, so
Oh,
you
for
can
sure.
spend the energy on your daughter and more geckos.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, now you've told me a little bit about the photos that you've been taking and how you do the backgrounds. How
Yep.
exactly are you editing? Are you editing on Instagram or are you using something else to edit these pictures to make
I
it so nice?
So I'm one of my buddies at work. He actually does some freelance photography, and he told me about Lightroom. A lot of people use Lightroom. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I really
Yeah,
love
I
it
have
because
Lightroom.
yeah, Lightroom works really really well because I just love because not every software, I guess, they're like not everybody's clarity or the sharpness or the way that it brightens up is always the same. But the way that Lightroom does it, it's like it's very sleek and it's also subtle. So it's not like bam, saturation, but it's like it's subtle rays,
Yeah,
and
it's so
sometimes you have to do it because you gotta adjust it to the lighting and everything like that. Like a lot of times I have to brighten my photos up, and then you just sharpen them. But I use a Canon, I think a Canon Rebel EOS, like a T7, just a regular T7. I plan on upgrading soon though because I'm trying to get those Kawajunga, you know,
yeah, she has real
quality,
nice.
quality pictures, them murderous morphs kind of pictures,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. But
Really love, yeah, and then Altitude Exotics has really good.
yeah, he's all man. I love his too. There's so many. I'm drawing a blank right now because I'm on the spot. But
Yeah.
I also use a light box. So the light box is what I use. Like all of my main posts, like that you see with kind of like the speckled kind of background or whatever. Those are all light box photos. The one that I have is like actually like a three-way light box. So it has like a light coming from this side, and from the top.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice. I wish I got one of those. Mine is
yeah.
just on the top, and I end up using a ring light, and I put it in
Mhm.
front, so I have
That
more.
works too, though. That
Then
works
I'm
too.
there. I'm fighting with the shadows and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
why I
probably a
like.
good investment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, for sure. I think I got that one on Amazon for like I think $80, but I was like, I think it'll pay itself off. But
I think
you just
mine's
gotta.
too small. I have like a 12 by 12,
Mhm.
and by the time I get the gecko in the
Yeah.
right place,
hmm
they move.
I think this one's it might be it might be a little bit bigger than the 12, but I do want to get a bigger one just because I feel like I have to squat down. I got to get under there too much, but really at the end of the day it comes down to learning how to manually use your camera. Like if you don't know how to use your camera's going to use you. Like
You
I had to like I was over there at first doing like the auto settings, like how some cameras have like the sports settings or the macro settings or like the colorful settings. Like they have different like presets,
Yeah.
but you're never gonna unlock your camera until you learn how to manually like mess with the aperture or like the lens speeds and everything like that,
Be a little photographer.
which is another lesson in itself. Like it gets
Mhm.
really detailed. I know Robbie on one of the Gecko Pod episodes, he got into it really well, like super deep. That's what
Okay.
the whole episode
Nice.
was. Well, I can't remember if that was like 2 years ago or last year. It was a while ago, but
Okay.
he went. If you look it up, he went pretty deep into detail about it, and that's what really got me started on trying to like kind of refine my camera usage and everything like that. Because at first, like my stuff was kind of mid, but it was getting by, but
Yeah.
we're near where I want it to be, and I still want it to be a little bit better than it is now. But I can say
Everyone
like,
has to progress, you know?
yeah, for sure. But now when I post a picture, I'll be like, I'm proud of that. Like I'm pretty proud
Oh
of
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then as far as taking pictures as well, you always have to think, what would a gecko look good on?
Yeah.
And so, like for me, I get different flowers, leaves. I create different backdrops, like in my
Mhm.
little light box. I could try to do that. Recently, I saw, I think it was Altitude Exotics as well, that
Yeah.
had tile, and
hmm
so I got two pieces of tile, and
Yeah.
I just stand them up, one there, like that,
Yeah.
and then I have my light, my ring light on, and I'm taking pictures of there. It looks really good. It's like a nice neutral gray background,
Right.
and so it's anything that you can do, anything that you think it'll look really cool on. Like take it out if the gecko's fired up, take it outside, hold it in your hand, put it on a branch, not to where they can run away. Okay,
Yeah.
make sure you know your geckos. Okay,
Yeah. You gotta know them. You gotta know which ones.
exactly. It was like you have to know which ones that you can trust well. Okay, or make sure that you don't, when you're taking the picture, you don't put them 6 feet up already out of your
Yeah.
reach and they run out of your way. No,
Right.
you put them close to the ground to where if they do start moving, you can get them before they get all the way up the tree. Luckily, I haven't had that happen. They move like a little bit, they'll walk a little bit. I haven't had any like dart on the
Yeah.
outside. But yeah, just even if you have it in your hand or put it in the lay box, or not lay box, the box that the tubs you put geckos in.
hmm
Like I seen you and Reese at House of Reps, who's on the Geckoverse channel too, just using these, put a fresh paper
Yeah.
towel and not an old one, and having it like that and holding it out
hmm
holding it out like
You
that
can't go wrong with the deli
with the
cup.
gecko, and it looks really good. I think Alex, she uses that as well
Mm.
at
Alex,
his geckos.
that's AJ's go too. Preston over at Super Yumori, he does it too, and you just kind of like you just pick your clean background. You just gotta have a clean background.
Exactly.
That's your
Or
sword.
even something that's interesting. Something I really like that Reese does is he has this like graffiti board.
Uh
But it's really cool. It's like a graffiti board, all these kind of spray paints and stuff that's been on, or paints that've been cured. It's safe to be around animals, okay?
yeah.
That they're not ingesting anything like
That's
that. They're safe.
precaution.
Yeah. Gotta let them know that the animals are safe. And no wet paint or anything. But yeah,
Right.
it's really cool just to have contrast too. It doesn't have to be just a plain black or white background. It can be
Hmm.
anything really that would be interesting. Like even I do videos in front of the tanks, so
Hmm.
people can see. Oh, he has more than just one gecko. This is how he keeps them. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that doesn't. It's not in a little box the entire time. That's too small for him with no enrichment or anything like
Mhm.
that. So they get a little insight of the gecko, what the gecko room looks like, and how the geckos are living all at the same time.
For sure, for sure. But back to like, I guess the things that you could put them on or what they look good on.
Mm-hmm.
Did, okay, I'm constantly at TJ Maxx with my girl with my girl. I'm at Walmart, and when she's over there looking at the perfume and the body stuff and everything like that, I'm wandering off looking at all the little knickknacks. I'm like, ooh, I can use that to take pictures on, or
What can I put a gecko on?
yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And she'll be like, and I'll be like, babe, do you think this will look good? She's like, that will look great. That'll look good. And so I'll go and get it. And that's what actually I got that speckled tile, the one that I've been using most.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, like some type of bathroom decor that I got from Walmart, and I was like,
Okay.
that looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been it just some things light refracts off and it looks super weird.
Yeah.
But once you find that one thing that kind of like handles the lighting really well,
You use it forever.
oh,
Like for my Christmas one, I have the little sleigh and the
yeah.
Christmas ornaments in it. But I actually got this recently too. Okay, so
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna see geckos in this. I thought it'd be real cool. I'll probably put something in the bottom so they're
Yeah.
like sitting over, like peeking over the edge. So it's like little children's toys, like anything that makes them look cute, adorable. It's really the world is your oyster. You can
For
use
sure.
whatever is safe to
Right.
take pictures of
Right.
geckos on.
Got to make sure it's sanitized and everything
Mm-hmm.
too, man. I know I got to figure out what I'm gonna do for 4th of July.
The fake fireworks.
Yeah,
Or just go to the TNT tent and just take a picture right there.
exactly. Right next to
Or you
the
get comments, "Oh, I bet he put that on one of the firecrackers." And no,
no,
people are weird.
no.
Hmm. Let's see what Gecko Salt says. He said, "I met Robbie at a reptile expo while I was
That's
vlogging
awesome.
at. I'm a photographer on the side, and we chopped it up about camera gear."
Dang. See, look, I need to get into contact with you, man.
There you go. Yeah, you can get some.
What kind of camera do you use, Gecko Souls? If you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna roast you if you answer wrong. So he said he's a little photographer as
For
well. So I
sure.
know they got their little street beef, some
Uh,
Nikon versus Canon. I had a friend in photography, or he is in photography, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Canon till I die," or something. I don't even remember which one. Canon EOS RP.
Yep, can't go
I
wrong.
think my friend was a Canon guy as well. That's Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all seen him on here a few times. But yeah, Canon is that a good one?
Yeah, I can't go wrong. I have the most simple Canon. I feel like the Rebel T7. Like I got that one for a budget. I was like, I was just wanting to record videos at the time, but it's really not the best for video. Don't buy that camera for videos. Yes, the 50 millimeter
I
is
was
that
gonna ask what lens y'all use. Yeah.
for sure. The 50 millimeter, you can't go wrong with it. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. The stock lens that you get too, I forget what it is when the one that comes with the Canon Rebel off the rip. But I ended up having to buy a 50 millimeter because your boy's clumsy and I knocked it over and it broke something internally in the lens. In the stock lens, I love the stock lens too because you could do close ups and you could do the pretty far away. But I dropped it and it knocked something off on the inside and it wouldn't focus anymore. So I had to buy a new lens. That's why I was taking phone pictures for a bit, and I'm like, this is not it.
You're like, this is trash. I need to go back to my camera.
It's like as I'm taking these pictures, I'm like, dang, they look so good. But I'm like, imagine these with a camera. So when I finally got my camera and I got the 50 millimeter, because it was between the 35 millimeter and the 50 millimeter. If you want like super close up, kind of fishbowl esque, the 35 is pretty good. But I feel like all around the 50 millimeter is the best.
Good size to use for
Mm-hmm.
the whole gecko.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's super cool. Do you have any questions, Gecko Souls, about photography, getting into it? Anything for Wayne's Geckos or myself before we wrap up the show here?
Probably need to ask him about photography, and he probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should have you on the show. You can give us little pointers how to take all these photos.
Yeah, man.
Oh, let me ask you. Are you uploading them from your camera to your computer and doing the editing, or are you having it sent to your phone and doing the editing?
There's actually like a Bluetooth setting, so I can just Bluetooth connect to my camera and then download them to my phone, and I just go to Lightroom on my phone.
Okay.
Straight to. Yeah, the 50 has been the bomb for me. 24-70. Yeah, the 24-70 is good too. That one's good too. But I feel like if you just you want a one and done, just go with the 50.
Yeah, the all around. I've heard a lot of other breeders using the 50 millimeter as well. I'm pretty sure Brian uses that as well. I think I've watched a couple of his videos where he goes over the cameras he uses. I'm pretty sure it is. Don't quote me.
I know Beastie Babies uses the 50 millimeters for sure.
So Gecko Soul says, I'm not breeding at the moment, so I never took pics of my geckos. Probably can't help much with that, but in the future I got ya. Look forward to it. I was like, how many geckos do you have, Gecko Souls? Because you're not breeding, but I know you got several geckos over there.
Yeah, he has quite a few, man. He just got a cap. I saw he just posted a cap on TikTok, a little grow out cap.
He's flexing on us. He's like, no, I don't have that many geckos. He's probably like, yeah, I bred for the last 15 years, but I'm not this season.
Y'all just said no, I'm underground.
He's like, nah, I'm hiding all this information. I'm gonna have the best pictures in the game. Y'all just gonna have to get like me. It's right. Okay. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle, Gecko Souls.
Gatekeeping all the.
Here we are. We're giving all this information. I'm kidding. Love you, Gecko Souls. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Definitely not as much as y'all. I'll got 5 right now. Hey,
look, don't blink, bro. That's all I can tell you. Don't blink.
Mm-hmm. I said on the show before, I had like 6, and then I had 12, and then I had 20, 6. And then I had 35, and then I had 50, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to sell these.
Yeah. Exactly, man. That jump from like 5 to 20 was crazy for me.
Exactly, especially if you're not expecting it. Like your first year breeding, you're like, oh, if I do 2 pairs, I'll get some kids. You're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna get 18 to 20 kids. And depending on the gecko, like I've said before, Athena, she laid and hatched out 18 healthy geckos her first year.
Yeah.
So that going from 6 to 24 in 1 year or 1 breeding season was wild. I was like, okay. I was like, I have to think about pairings more.
I didn't have now Doja, because my first pairing was a collab with me and Alex over at She's Geckos, between Yves and Doja, and I sold I sold the 2 that I had. We picked, and he actually has one of the males. If you go to his morph market, he has one of the males produced out of that pair. That's really nice, and he sold the other ones, and I sold the ones that I had now because I was trying to make space, but I still know where those animals are. But he has one of the males, so if you go on morph market, the tangerine on that male is crazy. It's pretty insane. But
Alex, you just told me you don't do collaborations, and here my guy DJ You're saying, yeah, dude, collaboration. That
Look,
makes sense. I'm not
yeah,
mad.
no, look, to save him, he was like, oh yeah, I have this mail. He's like, I really don't have any plans for him right now, but because I think Alex was the third person I bought from because he sold me one of the soft scale white walls that I had, and he was like, well, I have this and he knew that I had just gotten Doja, so he was like, I have this. I think the male I have is soft scale Yves, and he's like super super dark bass with like pretty good tones.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, heck yeah, I'll do that for my first pair. And so he like basically let me keep him like the entire first breeding season. And I was like my first trial at it. And he was like walking me through it and everything like that. So shout out to Alex for sure.
Yeah. So
But
for y'all that don't know, Alex is She's Geckos.
yeah,
I've talked to him a little bit, but I've been a long time follower of his and everything. Personally, like he has amazing animals. I love his extremes that he works with. He
yeah,
creates beautiful animals. Like I'm a big fan of what Alex does over there. He's really cool. So y'all definitely go check Alex out at She's Geckos.
for sure, man.
Mhm.
Free shout out.
Yeah, no. I mean, you earn it when you have such good
You
animals.
do,
Right?
you do.
Like it's not a. I mean, it's a shout out, but like it's cool. Like if you're doing,
Credit when credit is due, credit is due. That's what I tell him. That's exactly what I
that's
tell
like,
him.
in my personal opinion, he's probably like top three breeders in Georgia.
Yeah, for
Yeah, and
sure,
he's not number three.
for
Yeah,
sure, for sure, for sure.
he's super cool guy. Because I know you know him a lot better than I do. But yeah.
Yeah, brother, we chat all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the show. I'm actually getting something else in from him this weekend coming up, so stay tuned for that.
That would be exciting.
Yeah, it's very, very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that. But
Yeah. I was like, his geckos almost have like the KDS look.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he has a lot. I think he tapped in. He has a lot of that Zengex lineage. I
Yeah,
think
Singex too. Yeah, especially
so.
the Boba lilies that he
Yeah,
has.
for sure, man. I love that stuff. Love
Mm-hmm.
the rough scale stuff. But no, I didn't. Now Doja gave me, I want to say 14 eggs. 14 eggs, but I think I only hatched about 8 of them. A lot of them, she's giving me issues even to this day. Like some of her eggs just like kind of like they'll grow and they'll grow and they'll grow and then they'll get to like 50 or so days and then they start to like they'll die. And I'm like, it's
Interesting.
only her eggs, and this is her second season now. I've had 2 that hatched out from her already. They look really really good, but it's just like I'm trying to see, and she's stocky. She eats like she cleans her bowl all the time, so it's like it's not a calcium issue. Can't
She's
be.
a big one.
Very much so, very much so. Like I'd never have to worry. Like a lot of times, if ever since I started feeding the vital meal too, like I'll go back and I won't even really have to give her a new bowl. I can just use that bowl again because there's nothing
It's,
left.
it's clean. It's good as
There's nothing.
new. That's
But yeah, she gave me a few kids, but a lot of me was just like I fell into that rabbit hole of like, oh, this looks good. Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna get this. I was that person
funny.
for sure, but it was, yeah, it sucked trying to trim down everything because like you're like, oh, I don't like this anymore, or
I
like
don't
I
want. I don't want to work with
work
this
with that
for me.
anymore.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love
like
the gecko, but
yeah,
it doesn't fit my future plans
exactly.
progressing the way I want to.
So it's like, so like in terms of like trimming the fat for your projects and everything like that, it sucks. But I appreciated it because it showed me what I liked and what I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to work with and what I was passionate about. Like you said, like all my animals get the same care. Like you could you could be a flame, and I like my first gecko, like my
No
first.
sense to flames.
You could know there's definitely some nice flames out there, but like you know how they talk about like the flame with like the 3 or 4 dowel spots on the dorsal. It's like
But no, if you're a breeder and you're picking favorites like that, like we all have like geckos, like oh that one's a lot better than other one, but
yeah,
you can't treat them like that. Like you
you know,
can't treat them like oh child one is better than child two. No,
yeah,
you have to treat them all like if you're thinking oh I'm gonna give less care to this one because it doesn't look it's a flame with a couple
yeah,
of down spots instead
yeah,
of a lily white
yeah,
hacked out.
yeah,
That's not the right reason to be breeding.
right,
And yeah, it's not. I personally wouldn't do it. If I ever get to that point, like, I would definitely quit. Like
yeah,
I would be like, no, I can't do this anymore. I have to focus on the
for
geckos
sure.
and like what's
Yeah,
best.
you definitely got to keep your ethicals and your morals in line.
Exactly.
But that's just that's how I shot up from 6 to 20 because like I was buying young. That's what I did. I bought young and I just grew out a lot of stuff and whatever didn't grow out to what I thought it was going to grow out. I'm trimming away. Like I'm still trimming away some of that stuff now, and I plan on doing my first release at the end of the year. I think, or maybe around Thanksgiving, Black Friday ish.
Okay.
Decided yet, but I know I'm going to be doing my first release.
Stay tuned for the drop from Wayne's Geckos.
Stay
Get
tuned.
a crazy good gecko.
Stay tuned for
Mhm.
sure.
You said you had issues with Doja incubating eggs. Have you seen that before? Because I've heard, I think Canvas geckos mentioned that for like some of, I'm not sure, I don't want to quote how many, but she said uh, with some of her eggs, like or the babies don't thrive, but
Mhm.
like the eggs, are you not seeing a lot of them or some of them not make it all the way through incubation?
Yeah, they're not making it through. Like some of them aren't making it through incubation.
Now, were they fertile when they were like,
No, they were fertile. They were fertiles. They
okay,
were definitely fertiles, and they would grow. They would grow for all the way up until like 50 days. Like they would swell, and they would start. They would definitely start to swell up. I had
interesting.
some that I did have some that died in the egg, but it's so weird because I'm looking at all the other eggs that I have in the same box, and they're doing great. And then there's just hers, and it starts to get soft. Like I don't know if you've ever like they you can kind of tell like they start to get that kind of tannish tint on it and
Mm-hmm.
one spot, and it just starts to spread from there, and then it starts
Yeah,
to get
yeah, a
super,
little
super soft.
indentation or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
and
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
so no, you're good, man. I'm just still trying to figure that out now because it's kind of like it's very random right now, very random of like which ones that'll thrive all the way out until hatching, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden one will just like start to die, and I'm like, darn, bro.
That's weird. I haven't had that issue. Usually for me, I haven't had when I've had I think one die when it was trying to hatch out and it couldn't break out the egg, so it
Yeah.
drowned in the egg. But as far as incubation, I haven't had any die in incubation. Now I've had eggs that I thought or that I didn't see that were fertile that didn't have the Cheerio, and I incubated it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then they molded and got done. Or when a female lays like the first clutch of eggs for the season that aren't fertile or whatever, they mold and stuff. So like, I don't count that at all as
Right.
failures because they weren't fertile. And have you noticed when you can tell the difference after seeing so many eggs hatched or laid that
Mm-hmm.
you can see the difference like pretty much immediately if it's fertile or not?
Oh yeah,
I
one
was like,
looks.
it has the shape to it. The
Yeah.
fertile ones are more oblong, like perfect little pearl
Mm-hmm.
eggs, and then the other ones that aren't fertile are going to be little runts or have a poorly calcified
It looks
area.
like a myconite.
Just yeah, oh my god,
it
that's
looks.
exactly what it's
It
like.
looks like a myconite.
It's
That's
pretty legit.
exactly what it looks like.
I've had it like maybe once or twice because they say like the Cheerio can develop with like a week or so,
Yeah.
but like especially the ones that look like Mike and Ike's, you're like, yeah, that's not going to form. I go ahead and discard them. I was like, those aren't going to be geckos at all.
Yeah,
I know, I can tell from the beginning.
for sure.
From something of been doing it. This is my 5th year breeding. I've
Mhm.
produced 80 geckos so far, not including
Two.
what's in the incubator. Yeah.
No, well, I'm gonna chop it up. This is only her second season. This because last year was her first, so this happened to a lot of them. Like I said last year, 'cause she gave me a ton of eggs last year.
Was it
Like
only one gecko, or is it multiple geckos? You see the eggs going.
this is only one gecko.
Oh, okay.
It's oh
Okay.
yeah, it's only Doja. Like it's only her. And like I said, she got up to 60 grams last season. Last season she hovered between at her lowest like 39 to 45 like after lay and then like kind of regen and everything like that her she cycled between there, and then over the winter she bulked up to 60, and now she sits comfortably around 55, 57.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she's getting all the calcium that she needs for sure. She's always eating, and she has
Mm-hmm.
probably some of the most energetic movements that I've seen. So she shows
Yeah.
no calcium deficiencies. I gotta check her sac. She's just not one to open up her mouth, no matter how much I try to like piss her off, I guess. So it's
Mm,
like to see her like calcium sacks, but I'm just trying to see if it's just she just has to kind of adjust more, and we'll
yeah.
just see as the season progresses
Definitely.
for
Let's
sure.
see what Souls said real quick. I think I can max out about 12-ish at the moment, but then again, if I move some furniture around, I could bump that number up a little bit. Go
Nah,
ahead,
buddy.
bump those
You can,
numbers up. Those
you can do
are
40.
rookie numbers.
You can do 40.
Yeah, yeah, gay. When I had just all these geckos in one room, I had the wire shelves stacked. Okay, I had a couple of these shelves, a couple of these shelving units, but most of it I put up shelving all around. Literally, it was my bed, my
Yes.
PC, and a
Yes.
dresser inside my room, and then everything else was geckos.
Exactly.
Everything else had geckos in it, so you can definitely bump that up. If you don't have a gecko on an end table, 40 is crazy. Nah, you're crazy for not wanting 40.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up tonight. Thank you
All right.
so much, DJ from Wayne's Geckos, for being here tonight.
No problem,
Did you want
man.
to shout out anyone real quick? Yourself again? Plug yourself. Anyone that you really, really love?
Uh, shout out my mom, my dad, and everything for being.
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them.
Wouldn't be breeding geckos today if it wasn't for them. Whatever they did, but no, man. My socials, you can follow me at Wayne's Geckos on Instagram. I have a Facebook, but I don't really use it.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook
I don't
either.
really use it, but Wayne's Geckos on Instagram, man. That's really it. I think I might start a YouTube. I don't know. Do you know Carebugs Diego over at Carebugs?
I've heard of him. Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
follow him.
I've chatted with him. He has a YouTube page. He has a really shout out him. There you go. I'll
There
shout
you go.
out Diego over at Carebugs if you really want some like easy to listen to informational, really good informational stuff on crested geckos. Not only just crested geckos, but like he does
Mhm.
frog video stuff, frog videos too. And
Definitely.
he's really good at doing like the genetic breakdowns. Like he has a how to make a phantom lily or how to make a frap, and he'll do it and he'll show like the he'll break down the genes and he'll have it like on a genetic tree to be like, oh, this is how
Oh,
this happens,
super
and
cool.
like
Yeah.
here's the percentages that you would get from this and that, and it's just it because like that was always one thing that I struggled to get a grasp on, and it's like you couldn't really ever find super consistent information on it, especially with until like Little Monsters came out with
Just
the
genetic. Yeah.
foundation genetics. But he just further broke it down, and I really like his videos for sure. So I've been chatting with him, and he was like, "Man, start a YouTube channel," and I'm like, "I'll
Well,
think about it.
that's a personality
I'll
for it.
think about it."
It's just you got to have the gumption, and then again tell yourself, all right, I'm doing it this day. I'm
And
gonna
it's just a time thing, bro. It's
exactly.
just a time
It
thing.
all goes back to time, whether you're trying to make a video, a photo, or
It's
any of this.
a podcast, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But
It all takes time. You gotta have the mental capacity to do it, and make time for it. But yeah. But yeah, that's super cool. So that is it for episode 6 of Cresty Conversations. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks, I believe June 30th. Let me check real quick. No, July 1st. July 1st, we'll be back. I am going to be talking about reptile expos, do's and don'ts. Everything you need to know about going into a reptile expo, what you, some things that you'll be excited to see, some
yeah,
things that you should look out for as well. So, if that interests you, go ahead and tune in next time at 9 p.m. on Cresty Conversations here on the Geckoverse podcast channel. DJ, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Maybe we could have you on another time. I'd love to have you back.
I got you. I
Thank
would
you,
love to
everybody.
be back, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you all so much and have a good evening. Thank you. Remember to keep it crusty, bestie. Thank you, Gecko Souls.
No problem.